Back again, and Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. So we're back again for another unboxing. What do we have this time around? Well, we are doing the DC Universe, the McFarlane DC Universe. We have the HELLBAT. And I picked this HELLBAT up a little over a month or so ago. I was over in Cleveland, stopped at a local GameStop, and they had this chunky monkey here. So what do you say we get right into this, guys? Now, I've been pretty much enjoying the DC, well, should we say the McFarlane figures for DC for the most part. I'll be perfectly honest. I definitely think, and if you guys have watched the channel before, you've seen my videos, you know I do agree that there's been a little bit too much oversaturation, a little too much Batman. Now, I love Batman. Batman's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite characters from DC Universe. Hello. But I mean, this figure alone, I mean, he just looks too insane, too massive, too just badass for me to pass up on this. So we're going to crack this puppy open. Reason, in case you haven't watched the channel before, you want to know what my reasoning is on that statement. It seems like every month we're getting 2 or 3 different versions of Batman. We're not getting other characters. That's my whole thing. There can be too much of a good thing. So, I mean, they've given us so many different Batman. Give us a version of Alfred. Give us Commissioner Gordon in a mechanized bat suit, which did happen in the comics. So give us something like that, guys. Change it up. Give us a bunch of different versions of Superman, which they really haven't. We've had animated Superman. We've had the rock and roll death metal Superman. We've had 1 or 2 other versions, but not a whole lot. We've had the Red Sun, which is good, but give us a little bit more diversity. Don't give us like 20 or 30 Batman and only 2 or 3 Superman. I mean, change it up. I'm glad to see that they're finally doing the Snyderverse, or the Snyder Justice League, Superman, Batman, Aquaman. We're just not seeing a whole lot in stores. So let's get right on into this. Now, before I crack this puppy open, let's take a look. This is the HELLBAT Gold Edition Batman. We got a nice extreme looking pose right there. Some other variations that are out there. We have a GL, we have a Robin, of course we have Soups, we have Gorilla Grodd, who I have, and also Flash, but that's Injustice Flash right there. I mean, he looks awesome just keeping him in the box, but you guys know me, I'm not a in-box, I'm an out-of-box collector. So what do you say we just open this right on up, guys? Oh, he's really taped to the brim on this, guys. Okay. We actually have the plastic taped to the cardboard backing, which is kind of weird. Let's switch views so you guys can see everything right there. There we go. There it goes. So, some very cool looking bat wings right there. I actually did not notice those when I picked this up at the store, so that's cool. Nice good solid paint on that, guys. Don't see any chipping on here. It looks like this actually works on a hinge. It's a little stiff, but there we go. There's a nice detailed look at that. It's got a little stiff, a little ratcheting in there, but I guess that's a good thing. Let's take a look at the other one. Paint looks pretty good and solid right there. I notice no red trim on this side, just on the one side going down here. I'm kind of half tempted to take a red Sharpie and kind of glide across right there. And also down here. I'm tempted to. I don't know if I will, because obviously this is the back side. Really no one's going to see that. But I might just want to try that just for a little modification purpose myself. That's just a thought I have here, guys. Yeah, it's the same right here. It's not painted on the back side. But really, who's going to see that? Because obviously this hinges through the back, so you're only going to see just on one side. unless you're doing some kind of different posing. Maybe you're doing some exciting poses as far as like an action pose. Maybe he's taking on some bad guys. Maybe doing some army building. I don't know. It's a thing you could do. So here we are. We have the little stand here. But I also have a NECA stand just in case. So I'll try it out on that as well. Now this is going to be the interesting part. They always give us a nice little card in here. But it's covered by the plastic that the wings were encased onto. So let's see if I can get through. There we go. Can I slide this out? There we go. We slid it out. There we go. And there goes that. We'll close that back up. So let's take a look here, guys. Sorry, my eyes are a little watery. Allergies. So let's take a nice little look here. We're going to go back to main view. So there we are. After losing his son Damian, aka Robin, Batman eventually found temporary peace until Damian's body was stolen and taken to the fiery planet of Apocalypse. The experimental HELLBAT suit forged by the other members of the Justice League. Okay, sorry. Batman dons the experimental suit and ventures into the hellscape of Apocalypse to take on the virtually indestructible ruler, Darkseid. Of course, you guys can freeze this in case you want to read it in its entirety right there. But then we get the same image that's adorned on the back of the pack, but very cool, very badass. So, what do you say? Let's free bats. Little plastic zip ties. We'll get that right out. Let's go back to overview. Now, on his own, he stands pretty solid. Like with all the figures, they do have these kind of toe hinges, as I like to call them, which can be cool doing certain poses, but other times may not make him as solid. He does seem a little top heavy, so let's just tilt his chest. Shaking the desk. He seems pretty solid right there. Now let's give a nice look. Obviously those are the peg holes right there for the wings, but you can take the wings off. I love the red trim on this. And look how big those friggin' kneecaps are, right guys? I mean, this is definitely armored Batman. I mean, this has, to me, when I look at this, it has a hint of the Nightfall Batman when Azrael took over as Batman. It's kind of like a mixture of Azrael Nightfall mixed in with Batman Beyond. I mean, this is not a Batman you would want to mess with, guys. I love the blades on the gauntlets here. I just think this is insane. I love this. Now, of course, the head has your basic tilt. If you guys have ever purchased a McFarlane figure, these are not. This is not brand new joint system. These are the same kind of joints that you're used to. Some nice ratchet feeling. Now, a little bit smoother than a ratchet, more of a gear feel in the lower legs. They seem to be pretty solid. We have your basic leg joint right here. We don't have the kind of rotation you usually see in the Hasbro products, but that's pretty good. I like the molding. You can see like circuitry and armor underneath the armor blading right there. I like that look, although if you twist it enough, you can see nothing, and you can see the empty cavity right there, but that's perfectly fine, guys. I mean, this look is just tremendous. Now, I will say that yes, the arms look a little bit longer than maybe they should, but I mean, you gotta think, okay, we have a human body inside this armor, so this armor is going to be a little bit bigger. I mean, if he's flying this to Apocalypse or just traveling to Apocalypse, obviously Bruce Wayne's going to have many layers, so we're going to give a a little bit of a leeway as far as this goes. We do have the side, the arms, they do rotate here, so that's good. They do rotate. At first it was a little stiff, but now they're a little loose. There are no extra hands in here. We don't have any kind of explosive batarangs in here. Nothing like that. I will say the elbow joints are a little snug. They're a little tight. They are a little tight here. Mostly this is more Batman in fights or swooping in. The shoulder blades, these are like a soft rubber. So I mean, you could kind of tilt them if you want to. It allows for certain kind of movements to be done. Like so. But all in all, the head does not tilt back. It's just on 360-degree rotation right there. Just your basic kind of joints. Nothing too fantastic. We have some like little thrusters here on the back of the legs towards the lower calf. Now, I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of a maybe a little paint application over the vents just to add a little contrast to it. You know, maybe something, maybe a black, but I would think almost maybe a darker red, just something that's just slightly off this red to add a little contrast, or the same kind of red, just to kind of break up the gold from it. That's just a little thought I have. I might like to do a little something like that right on the front. To add, again, to add a little bit more contrast like we have with the legs here. It looks like right here they kind of just stopped with the red. They could have done a little bit more down here, I think, just to add a little contrast. I think it evens the red out because we have the red up here in the arms. Just a crazy little thought I have. I mean, if you're really good, maybe adding some red spikes to the shoulders, but that might be a little too much. Those are just some thoughts I have. So, what do you say we get to putting the wings on them and checking them out? Okay, so the wings, they're just your standard peg. Now, they do have slight little notches or ridges. See if I can get that in at all, if you guys can kind of see that. And of course it pushes right in. No troubles there. I mean, hell, this is a Batman I think Goliath from Gargoyles wouldn't even want to mess with. Very good. I love the look of that. Of course, we can kind of rotate it in just a little bit. You know, we could have them like that. But I like how this looks extended outwards like that, guys. Give you guys a full look right there. We can change the angle of that. So maybe if you're doing an action pose, maybe he's swooping down. You know? There's a lot of different things you can do with that, guys. I wish the head kind of was able to tilt upwards, so if you are doing that kind of a pose, you can kind of do something like that. Like maybe he's going directly for some parademons or right for Darkseid himself. Because the head doesn't rotate up, that's not really going to be a great pose. I think this is more standing or fighting pose is really what we're going to be looking for. But if we do, I think the wings, if they should be, maybe have them extended like this or just folded in. And it's okay, they're just going to overlap like that, guys. But see, in a fighting stance, I think that could be a problem for Batman himself. See if I can get a good pose going on there. I love the open claw that he has on his left hand. It's almost like if we can get a parademon, like that would be great for him to like be just perfectly hold a parademon's head or something like that while he's punching another one. Now, I mean, it's nice that they give us these little stands, but sometimes these stands are not substantial enough. So I'm going to swap in a NECA stand and see if it fits. It does fit. And I think I really like the NECA stands for the sheer fact that at least in my opinion, I think that they give us a little bit more support. So there we go. I moved his little toe joint from the left leg down, so you guys can kind of see. So now we have him kind of standing like that. Again, I really think this is a badass figure. I love that we have these nice little points, these nice little almost like piercing points right there. So even if his wings are folded back, I mean, you could have a scene where maybe this is coming around and it's striking someone. I just love that kind of that concept, that look, that kind of insinuation, if you will. Because personally, I've never seen in the comics where he did this part. I mean, I haven't been in the Batman comics for a long while, so that's why I'm not all that familiar with it. But I love the look of it, because when it's folded, yes, we do see the red trim, but if we extend this outwards, it's missing that red trim. And that's what I'm referring to. If you do a pose where maybe you're doing a video angle or a stop motion, you want to rotate around, he's missing those colors that you see on the front. That's the only thing I was mentioning before. But all in all, this is an insane, sick figure. Would I have liked another accessory? Potentially, but these wings are insane. They're sturdy, they're massive, and they're awesome. What more can you guys ask for? So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do I feel about the gold edition HELLBAT? Guys, even though I made some criticisms about the paint on the back of the wings, the fact that there's no accessories, no additional hands, he's still a 10 in my book. This is a badass Batman. Oh, I mean, I could say a 9 or 9.5 because I would have loved if his head could rotate, but that's a minor gripe. That's a gripe from one person who's thinking of multiple uses for this. For the most part, he's going to sit on a shelf. I'm not going to be doing any stop motion because I wouldn't even know where to begin. Second, I'm not going to have any creative photography done where he's battling a bunch of figures. I would love to do something like that. One, I don't have the resources. I don't have the equipment, nor do I have the kind of figures or space for me to display something like that. At least not right now, guys. But this is the Batman you don't want to mess with. This is the Batman that if you're going to Apocalypse, if you're going to that world, this is the Batman you want to go with. He's armored up, and anyone who's going towards him, they're going to get messed up. You guys know it. So I really love this figure. I think this is probably one of my favorite Batman figures in a long time. I know that they're doing different Batmans, basically the different multiverse, if you will. I would love, excuse me. I would love it that if with each of these worlds that they gave us a bad guy corresponding with that specific world. I get that this is probably part of the whole death metal saga, or some variation thereupon. I don't have the full story. I don't claim to have the full story, but I love this figure, guys. This figure is a go. If you see this at your local GameStop, any time you see this figure, go get him. If you got a chance to get the gold version of him, go get it. Okay? And tell him Dave said so. So there we are, guys. Just a quick review of this very awesome figure that I can't wait to display. I got to move the Batman collection around and do some different rotations and see what I can do. But I'm loving this figure. Like I said, I am a big Batman fan. I just wish I could get my hands on. There's, of course, you guys have seen that I've been featuring the NECA Batarang in one of my videos. I'm actually doing a giveaway. Well, I am actually participating with Tasman Taylor's giveaway. He's doing a charity giveaway that's going to benefit St. Jude's. I'm giving a NECA Batarang and some comic books, some brand new comic books, not even opened, to that giveaway. And I'll include a link in the description below for that. But I would love to get my hands on. There was a NECA Batarang, or not a Batarang, but a grappler from Batman the Animated Series. That's how Batman would shoot a little grappler hook onto a high rooftop, and it would pull him up. And I would love to get my hands on one of those. I just haven't seen them in any of my local Walmarts, Targets. They haven't been anywhere in my area here in New York State. That's one thing I would love to have for the collection. But hey, if you're like me and you can't get your hands on that, Get your hands on this, and you guys won't be disappointed. So there we are. And also, by the way, guys, I want to thank you guys for checking out the channel, for becoming a part of Dave's Dimension. And if you haven't already, I want you to hit that little red button below. Hit that bell for notifications. Become part of our friends and family. And also, do me a tremendous favor. I want you to go into the video description below, and you'll see a list of our YouTube warriors. Those are other YouTubers who are just like you and me, putting out amazing content, looking for those hard-to-find collectibles, and they're going to give you they're going to give you their honest thoughts and opinions on these videos, or on these figures, I should say. So please do me a favor, check out those links. There are links directly to their channels. Check them out. You won't be disappointed. So there we are, just a quick video. He's definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, could he be better? Yes. But for what we get in this, and how, you know, we don't have some overly loose joints on here. He's very solid. He's very posable. He's very badass. He's a 10 for me. Believe it or not, he is a straight up 10 for me. He could be an 11. You never know. So there we are. I want to thank you guys for checking us out. Until next time, guys, you guys know what I'm going to say. Keep on busting, and I'll catch you on the flip side.